Hey, back again. It's the Fifth Quarter Podcast, brought to you by Flight Room TV. I will be your host today, Remy. Please, this is the #1 sports podcast in the world. Don't ask me for stats, just believe it. But I'm with Hey Al, Lighthouse, me, Remy, please, and Keys. Yeah, it's been an eventful, weekend. Past week as far as sports, we got MLB All-Star Weekend. We got USA basketball. We got Olympics about to gear up. We got, a lot of stuff happening in off season. But, making headlines as usual, Stephen Big Mouth Smith, Stephen A. Smith
Big Mouth
is in the news. I mean, he's in the news every morning, but he's in the news for kind of like making a statement about, help me out with this brother's name.
Ohtani.
Yeah, Ohtani.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah, let's go. Making some people say critical remarks about him not being able to be the face of baseball because he uses an interpreter. People made him backstep on his position, which I don't really feel. But yeah, how do y'all feel about it?
Just in general, as far as like everything. Was Stephen A. was he wrong in what he said, or
the initial statement, how it's perceived, and then his statement afterwards? Because B, you kind of called, even though he might have meant, what he was trying to say in one way, but you already called people are going to be coming for his head just because he even mentioned, an Asian playing baseball in America.
I mean, yeah. Well, first things first, he's a reporter. And not a journalist. So I feel like sometimes those like they cross the line sometimes, whereas a journalist would be a lot more careful with what they say because they have to. Stephen A. Smith is just a product of ESPN in general. Mm-hmm. With that being said, a lot, people are sensitive. This is a sensitive time right now, like you can't just say anything and just people be like, like you could say something outlandish and people just kind of brush it off. No, they go and take it to the extreme. I say that what he was saying wasn't like the context and what he was saying was wrong. You know what I'm saying? How like you could say something, you could say that he felt as though he shouldn't be the face of the franchise without saying the shit that he said. You know what I'm saying? There's completely different ways you can go about doing it. He fucked up. But like he fucked up to most people. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he fucked up in my eyes because even in his apology, he didn't really apologize for like what he said. He just basically should have been like, he basically said that, oh, my bad. I should have just been a lot more, I should have been like, I should have sugarcoated it a lot more for you motherfuckers, essentially.
And he said, as a black man, I should know better.
Right. So, but like,
yeah, he should not make it a black man thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I didn't get that part.
He didn't have to, He didn't have to say all the, the interpreter and all of that shit on top of it. But like he basically was just trying to say, MLB should just stay MLB, and it shouldn't be anything other than what has been for the past 60, 70 some years.
I don't understand why you got to apologize to a whole community for pointing out one person not being able to be 100% fluent in the English language. Is that your beef with them? I mean, just last night, Vlad Guerrero Jr. won MLB MVP for the All-Star game, and guess what? He used a translator at the at the podium. So it happens a lot. Like what's the guy that recently passed away? Edgar Gomez. That was
yeah.
Yeah. He used to translate for all the, Cuban, Dominican players. So, I mean, the face of baseball for real is either Cuban, Dominican, Venezuelan, right. Like Fernando Tatis, and
right. So you can't really escape it. That's why I'm saying and to that regard, it's like he didn't even have was the part where it just you sent it over the top. Like, you could have did without that one.
You
know what I'm saying? But hey, he said it.
Right. And then exactly. And once I feel like this is the problem with today in society. Like once you say shit, bro, let it rock. That's how you felt. Don't backtrack. Like say what you mean, and then you know what I mean, rock with it. Like if you want to explain it a different way, cool. But don't completely backtrack your thoughts because that was how you was feeling. What's the point of putting a microphone?
Yeah, he worked for ESPN.
True.
It goes against the company guidelines. Like that goes against. He's not allowed to say that as far as playing or working for ESPN. As far as my perspective as what he said, I don't really think he said nothing wrong. Like I said, I understand we live in sensitive times, but I've heard people say, Giannis in the NBA, if he was an American player, he'd be an even bigger star. But because he's from Greece and has an accent, that might actually like a little black boy growing up is probably going to lean more towards the Jason Tatum rather than the Giannis Antetokounmpo because he sees himself in Jason Tatum rather than seeing himself in this dude from Greece. You see what I'm saying? The same thing that Stephen A. Smith was basically saying. An American, he's basically saying Mike Trout, Bryce Harper as an American sport. When we talk about how the baseball used to be America's pastime, and they talking about the popularity dying, and you see a lot of these foreign players coming in throughout the years. He's basically saying like, hey, there's a foreign guy that's could potentially be the face in the sport. For us wanting to develop and grow more American interest, that might not be a good look because in order to get more interest in the sport, you want the marquee players to be American. So a lot of little kids growing up, they look up to people who reminding themselves. That's why a little white boy has a tendency to look up to another white guy. A little black boy has a tendency to look up to another black guy. So it's the same exact thing. That's all he was saying. And to be completely honest, if he would have said that shit in the barbershop, not a single male in that room would have got offended or would have been like, oh, how could you say that? You see what I'm saying? Like this is this is like a corporate, this is some corporate shit. Cause like I've heard niggas in barbershops say shit way worse than this. And ain't nobody getting offended, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, but because he's in a corporate space, you know what I'm saying? And even we all know in the workplace, there's certain shit you just can't fucking say at work. Absolutely. Just like that nigga. So it's no different. If what he said outside of ESPN, I don't think it's offensive, period. But like I said, as far as the company guidelines and going along with the Asian hate movement, you just can't be speaking frequently about Asian people and saying what you want to say, but that's about it.
I agree. And especially like with the whole Bryce Harper and Mike Trout, American, whatever. But the thing is, you can't compare this kid to them because we have never seen somebody like this kid before, ever. Like for him to pitch, 3.27 ERA and
he on some next level.
On pace for 60 home runs. This motherfucker is a unicorn. So he can be whatever. Like he could be a mute if all I care. I don't care. Like what he's doing in baseball has never been seen before.
Yeah, that was my thing. Like because I think the comments are two can be separated into two different parts because he's saying he couldn't be the face of the baseball. He couldn't be the face of the sport. And it's like, why can't he be the face of the sport? And then if the reason he can't be the face of baseball is because he uses an interpreter, that's where it gets janky to me because it's like, bruh, like we don't necessarily have to. I mean, like, granted, there's so many boxers that are like that have been the faces of boxing, like Canelo and like different people have been faces of boxing and faces of any other sport, and they have been the quote unquote one of the faces. I mean, granted, baseball and just like every other sport, there are many faces for their given league, but
Khabib,
there's so many people that have like
but from a world stage, not. You talking about American, like from Canelo is not a household name. I mean, of course, if you're a person who follows boxing, you know Canelo, but the average, just casual boxing fan don't really know who that is. You know what I'm saying? Right, like that. That's what I mean. Like from my point, he's speaking from like an American perspective. You know what I mean?
Okay. So right now, if we go, I'll just go to the NBA. We got Luka and we got what's it called? The Joker as one of the faces of the league right now in the NBA. And we know Luka don't necessarily speak the Luka don't speak English like that for real. I don't believe. And
yeah, but hold on. But Luka speak like four different languages.
You can understand. You can understand Luka when you speak though. He don't need an interpreter at all.
You don't need no interpreter.
I mean, but even when I do, but just in general, I do think American-born players have a higher potential of becoming star in America, period. You know, just like I'm sure in any other fucking country across the world, the homegrown niggas is always going to have a higher star power because the people of those countries can relate to them better. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, KD used to go to the same malls I used to go to. KD used to play at the same, you know, rec centers I used to play at. Like, you know, just little shit like that familiarity, like that's what, you know, pulls people in. But like I said, I don't think Stephen A was trying to take away from Ohtani's overall talent at all. I think he was just saying, like, yes, this guy's going to be a star, but as far as from an American perspective, that guy's not going to be pulling in seats. Like Bryce Harper probably going to still put more asses in the seats rather than Ohtani probably right now today. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's, you know, I got a Bryce Harper jersey, he's cooler. He, you know what I'm saying? Like he just reminds you, he's more familiar. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because now maybe more just like when you go to like when you go to like Wizards games, now it's more Asian people in the crowd. So like, you know what I'm saying? We still gonna go because we're Wizard fans. You know, baseball fans are still gonna go, but now you have more Asian people in the stands watching, you know, baseball, like the everyday, you know what I'm saying? They might not know the rules, they might not know you know, all the names, but they're gonna show up and support him just because he's doing it real big.
Right.
So
I just think that's true, and I don't agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. That's 100% right. Look at Rui. You know, Rui ain't nowhere near a star player. Exactly. That nigga's selling jerseys. You know he is. Right. You know what I'm saying? but it's true. But the only thing from my point of view, I thought that Stephen A was speaking from a context national of level. You know, American, trying to bring the popularity of baseball, you know, in America up, and having a you know, what is he, Japanese or Chinese? What is he? Korean? Japanese. What is it? Japanese? Having a Japanese guy as the premier guy, that's not going to help in America. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That might bring more international dollars in. It's not going to hurt the baseball. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to hurt baseball, but I think he's speaking from a perspective of young kids growing up. Well, I want to be like Ohtani, or do I want to be like motherfucking Trae Young? You know what I'm saying? It's like most kids are probably going to lean towards Trae Young just because he's American. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like just little shit like that.
But at the same time, you also got to think about it. Most niggas going to be also going to say, like, like, even growing up, most people are, or a lot of the times, you actually play multiple positions. And so, like, to be a specialist and to be able to be a specialist in both positions, a pitcher and a fucking hitter, as well as, I guess, he plays outfield too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that still is a major takeaway, like, for his, not only his game, but also for, like, being a quote unquote one of the faces of the sport. You know? I think.
He pitches right and then bats left. It's crazy.
So that's easily identifiable for a lot of people that are playing that sport, because a lot of the times, like, even as you're playing, I mean, even as you're like little league and all that growing up, like you play pitcher for multiple innings, and then all of a sudden they send you out into the outfield, or you still are hitting. It's not until you become like in college or after post high school that they be like, all right, well, we're going to put you at a specialist position. Whereas if you're a pitcher, you're going to focus on pitching, and you're not going to hit. And if you're a hitter, you're not going to pitch ever again. Like that's.
Did Ichiro need an interpreter when he first came in the league? I think he did, but it's like gradually. I mean,
he was a beast.
Exactly.
That
he was a household name.
Like that motherfucker was nice.
Yeah. Hideki Matsui.
Ichiro was cool though. Ichiro had like a little swag about him. Ichiro had like a little swag. Like he was cool as shit. I put it this way. Now that's that.
Nike guys.
I put it like this. If Stephen A said Giannis Antetokounmpo probably won't be as big of a star because he's not American, do you think this is the same level of conversation, or do you think this is tied into the whole, you know, you can't say that about Asian people, Asian hate? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like if he would have said, because I've heard people say that about Giannis, they'd be like, if Giannis was American, he'd be an even bigger star. You know what I'm saying? So,
but at the same time, I feel like
there's nothing offensive about that. There's nothing offensive about that.
But I feel like at the same time, I've also heard that Giannis is a bigger star because he's the Greek freak. Like that's because that's his name. Like because he comes internationally, he's international born and bred, and like he comes over from here. Like that is why he's
in
a
America.
Bigger star.
Okay. I'm talking about in America, not globally, in America. Like I'm speaking just in that context right there. Like of course, if you bring guys from overseas and you're gonna have people in Greece who ain't never paid attention to basketball, of course you're gonna bring more eyes in. But I'm just speaking in America. He would be a bigger star name in America. You see what I'm saying? Like does Giannis have a Nike deal? Maybe he does. I don't know. Does he?
He does.
You know what I'm saying? But he would probably have way more.
Oh, he's on the second shoe.
You said what?
But
yeah. He's on the second sneaker line.
But I think the difference between Giannis and Ohtani, and I know this is two completely different sports, but Giannis, now we're actually talking about skill sets. And Giannis has a quote unquote limited skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, like the traditional person, either in our, I mean, I'll just say in our what's it called? You have some type of skill set. Like Giannis's skill set is speed and quickness. I mean, I don't want to call it. That's not his skill set.
Yeah, he's raw. He's raw.
Yeah, his talent level is raw. Like, whereas though, you know what I'm saying? Like, so people around
I
here,
think we're talking about two different things.
No, but that's why
that's
why a lot of people
from a perspective of being offensive. And you talking about
okay,
like who's good and like you saying Ohtani's skill level is high, so he should be more respected. I'm not talking about skill level. I'm just saying, you know, Stephen A was saying because he's not American, it might affect, you know, it might not be a good look for, you know, the future of the sport. That's all I'm saying. In America.
No, what I'm saying is you're saying that you said that people in America would probably look at Giannis as a bigger star if Giannis was American. And what I'm saying is Giannis's skill set doesn't translate to the quote unquote traditional American black boy. A lot of the traditional American black boys are growing up and their skill set is identical or they correlate their skill set to a Trae Young. They try to emulate their game to a Trae Young. They try to emulate their game to a Devin Booker. They try to emulate their game to the KDs and the different people of the world. Whereas though Giannis's skill set is one that is specific to, like, you know what I'm saying, a subset of a personnel. Like everybody can't do the same thing Giannis can. And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think Giannis is the household name that he is in America based off of his skill set. That's my point.
So let me ask you this. So let's say if we rewind time, right, and we go back and we add and Stephen A makes the same comments without mentioning the interpreter and his language aspect, is this a topic of conversation still? If he just would have said that he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't see how it's a conversation now. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get the shit. I don't know. You know,
it's crazy. Like I mean, like we said, he's on ESPN. It's certain things that you can say in the barbershop that you can't say on ESPN, and you gotta know that, right? You just got to.
Yeah, like I said, it's like same thing in the workplace. You know, certain shit you just can't say at work too. So I guess it can go the same way.
Well, since we're on the world topic in basketball, let's move on to USA basketball. Stinking it up for the past two exhibition games. Should we have any concern for these guys?
I mean, isn't this what the NBA kind of wants?
It's early.
No, nothing to worry about. You don't think somebody can sneak in?
The international.
Yeah, like this is a product of the NBA. Yeah, I mean they catching up. That's all. I mean, the cakewalk days is over. You know.
And I mean, but also it's still early. These guys, you know, haven't played together. They got to work out all the kinks. Got to get, you know guys' tendencies and shit. Like, I think that, you know, sometimes just because you got a whole bunch of great players on paper, don't mean it's, you know, you got to have chemistry. You can't have a winning team, a good team with zero chemistry. So once they develop that chemistry, I think they'll be fine. It's just early. It's 2 games in.
Do you think that it's also possible that it could mean more? Like the Olympics mean more to the other countries than it does to USA at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems to me like the Olympics and in general, it just seemed like it used to mean more. You know, so now we just kind of casually watch it, but you know what I'm saying? It seemed like it just meant more for the people back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they not just
you talking about basketball or you talking about the Olympics in general? You talking about basketball or just Olympics overall?
Both. Well,
both. I don't think I think Olympics is always going to be a big deal, dog. I think it's still early. Like when we start getting into it, like in the summer, when that shit like really competition start picking up, I think everybody going to be invested. To me, I think the Olympics is a big deal every 4 years. You know? Like I don't see it falling off no time soon.
You don't want to be that team that take the L either. Because like I'm
go down
it's not on the on the world stage, bro. Like who want to be taking L's on the world stage? Like, you know, you want your country to win. You know, so
especially all the precedent we just said.
And then they lost to Nigeria. It's not even like a team, with budding, NBA stars. Like Australia got a couple, but it's not.
But
Australia
what also
had a
can't be
decent
lost
squad for real.
Yeah.
What can't be lost is that we got to acknowledge that the world has caught up.
Right.
Other countries have caught up for sure.
Yeah, that's
You know?
true.
Hey.
That's true. I agree with that.
And also add that it's the first time. I mean, I know Pop is. Don't get me wrong. I know Pop is one of the greatest coaches in the NBA right now. But this is his first year coaching all these guys and all this talent. And then at the same time, like even as you were just saying, all the everybody else on the world stage, like them niggas always had. I mean, them niggas be playing together. No homo. Them niggas play together for years before they get to the Olympics. We decide like maybe a year or two, or
that's true.
I mean,
a couple weeks. Yeah,
a few weeks.
Who will be on our team?
That's real. That's the truth.
So we like, all right, bet we got chemistry, but nah, we don't got chemistry like these niggas that been playing together for years upon years.
That's true.
They changed the roster between our.
And that might be the difference. That might actually be the difference right there.
Yeah.
See, ain't nobody. But see, this is the thing though. But it's the thing. What you just said, Alex. That's probably exactly what the problem is. But the media is like, oh, is this the end? It's like, nah, them niggas from them other countries been playing together for a minute. Like these niggas just got together 2 weeks ago. Like you gotta give them, give them some time, man. Like give them a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn.
We always used to see them.
And then you got a bunch of these guys are ball dominant.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say we got a bunch of them. I mean, you remember
ball dominant, so
yeah. That's what I'm about to say. We got a bunch of these Jones that like literally we used to see like the AAU tournaments where it used to be like, all right, we're gonna bring somebody off the other floor and play on our roster. And like all of a sudden they don't necessarily know how our team plays together, but they playing against a team that they played together for this entire tournament. And then all of a sudden, like they get dumped off, and that's what is happening right now.
Right.
Just because somebody is good as an individual don't mean that they're gonna necessarily turn out as a good team player. But yeah.
Any chance they don't win the gold?
They just
Nah.
Zero chance they win the gold?
No, they're gonna win the gold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're gonna win it.
All right, zero chance. Anything else than gold? Who want to bet that? Does anybody watching out there want to bet that?
I don't know. I don't think I'm going against that. Yo. It's too much talent on that team. Like once they start, and they got, come on, man. You got. You know,
if
how many niggas on that team averaging like 25 a game? Just know, you know what I'm saying? And like I don't. And then you got so Pop in there, youngest Pop. You know what I'm saying? It's Pop. Nigga,
I don't think they're covered yet.
Like you got the greatest players and Pop. So
at any given night, niggas liable to go off.
Yeah, but
like off.
That's what I'm saying.
From a betting standpoint, they haven't.
And they got
yet.
Brad and KD can go off at any given fucking moment.
Yeah, and Lillard.
But Brad and KD will go off at any moment. Or the and Dame. Hey,
and
all
Dame.
right, off topic a little bit. I thought about
Levine.
Yeah. Is Brad Bill? Is Devin Booker that much better than Brad Bill? Is he that much better? Because they not giving Brad the same amount of love they give Devin Booker, and I don't understand because I don't think Devin Booker is that much better than Brad. You know what I'm saying? But they be like, oh, this could be the next Kobe. It's like why they feel like they be putting a push, like they're promoting Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's because his team is a little further. Maybe that's what it is.
Of course,
his
the
team,
finals.
His team has more success. Maybe that.
The finals is all about storylines, and you know what I mean. There's a storyline both ways, I really can't pick. I think like whoever has the biggest storyline is going to win the finals, and I think it may be in this case, maybe Giannis, but I don't know. It's either like Chris Paul or Giannis. That's who we got measured up.
So I had the Bucks before this shit. I had the Bucks, so I'm still holding on to it. Did you? But I wouldn't be mad if Chris got his title though. I wouldn't be mad if Chris finally get that chip. So. Either way, I don't give a fuck who win, but I'm gonna put my bread on the Bucks though.
All right, so all right, moving on. We got a couple more minutes in here. I guess another thing that we can look forward to in the summer is the Cowboys will be on Hardknocks. They got selected to the Hardknocks. This is their second time, I think, in the last Third time, okay.
Yeah.
Resident, okay, all right. But so HBO Hardknocks is and so are y'all going? I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I watch Hardknocks regardless because I like HBO Sports. But, I also like it because you know, what I mean, when they're not like when they're not like I know that's funny as shit. When they're not the underdog or you know what I'm saying, coming from out the shadows and shit like that, they really don't do that well most of the time. So now they got the face on them. Has there been like a team that's been Hard Knocks and just ran the table?
I don't think so.
Wasn't it Tampa? Wasn't Tampa last year or 2 years ago? When was it? Wasn't Tampa on Hard Knocks like a year or two ago? Am I tripping?
Yeah, but
you know what? They might have been on there last year.
Nah, it was the Rams.
I thought it was
it was the Raiders, right? No. Who was last
the Raiders was a minute.
I thought I could be completely wrong.
It might have been the Bucks because I think I remember.
Or didn't even have one last year.
But no, I'm watching regardless. I mean, I'm not gonna like go out my way to watch it because of the Cowboys, but at the same time, I'll watch it just because it's football, and I miss that shit, man. I don't know why. Like last year, like going through COVID, I think everything getting back to normal. I just want football to start, and I don't give a fuck. I watch anything football related. It just doesn't matter to me. But you best believe that shit gonna be.
You ain't watching
that shit. That shit gonna be cold.
You ain't watching the lingerie league though. You ain't gonna watch the lingerie league. Nigga?
I do actually.
Okay, all right. Well, see, that's a real fan. That's a real fan.
Lingerie league. You know what? I might have to check that out.
Shout out to the Baltimore Charm.
I might have to check that out.
Why can't I find a good answer?
To what?
Who's on Hard Knocks last year?
The Rams. The Rams was on last
year.
Okay, Rams was on last year. Rams was last year.
That's what I thought.
And you goddamn right on watching the Cowboys on Hard Knocks this year. Tuned in, locked in, as if it's game day.
Hey,
but I wonder if it's going to be like
Skip was saying Michael Parsons supposed to be that nigga though. Is you think so? He said Michael Parsons supposed to be.
You gotta be.
He said Michael Parsons coming up going to take. He basically Skip Baylor was saying something like he think Michael Parsons is going to literally take over that locker room.
Hold on, get me out of this.
The outfit
right here. I don't want to be next to that shit.
You talk about in terms of the character, in terms of his character, or just talk about leader.
Yeah, his personality. He's saying he has that type of person.
He's a beast, bro.
I guess he maybe both. Maybe both.
I wanted.
Yeah, he's saying he pretty much gonna take over that locker room. He's basically saying like it's gonna become his defense. I mean, I guess it's early. It's too early to speak clearly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing though, because like I mean, it's hard to even have somebody say come in as a rookie and take over a defense. Like we was kind of sort of just talking about. Like I know, no, but listen, Chase did it, but also Chase had other key aspects and key personnel, key leaders around him. That's all I'm saying. Like, Chase's personality always jumps off the screen. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, he doesn't necessarily have to be like the quote unquote every down leader. He can come on and be like the third down or what have you. So yeah. But as y'all just talked about Chase, y'all look like y'all getting a new logo in 2022. What y'all thinking?
New logo, new name. They say that the color's gonna still be the same.
It sounds like we going. It look like we leaning towards the Red Wolves. Like that's what all I'm hearing is Red Wolves. Like I don't know if I'm 100% sold on that. I would love to keep that W somehow. You know, I don't know what the name of the team going to be. And the dude came out and said we wasn't going to be the Warriors because they said they're trying to stay away from all Native American potential anything that could be related to it. So they saying Warriors won't be included.
Yeah,
I don't know, man, but I wish we could keep that W somehow.
I'll be happy as long as it's like a R too. If I can keep that hashtag HTTR, if it's Red Wolves, Renegades,
if we can get the R,
Red Tails, anything.
Get me out of the screen, though. Get me out of the screen.
All right, no problem.
Right here. But I heard I thought I heard that they said that a color in the name was out as well. As early as like Tuesday.
Oh no, they said it's gonna be burgundy gold regardless.
No, I'm talking about like in the name, like red skin or like anything like
red tails.
Yeah, like red tails,
red wolves, all that shit.
They said that they're probably gonna be leaning towards like something like you know, saying like the veterans or the commanders.
I don't want no like generals or
the senators,
like something.
Nigga,
I don't want that.
Hey, I would be blown if we'd watch it.
He looks so blown.
Yeah, another part of me wants this shit to be.
Nah, fuck that.
I want this to be over with, but I also want something I can like. Okay, yeah.
Now, wouldn't it be ironic if we won the Super
They can't
Bowl
get this wrong.
Underneath Washington football team, and then had to turn around and change that motherfucker the next year? That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Look at Al Tyver.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you this, it's gonna be on Fitzmagic because I feel like we got all the pieces in other places. Huh? But I think this season's gonna be on him. We're gonna die. We're gonna ride or die with his ass.
It's gonna be on Heineke.
Straight up.
It's gonna be a Heineke.
Yeah,
it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be some fun. It's gonna be some exciting losses and wins.
It's gonna be on Heineke.
All right, shit. Since before y'all going, is it for y'all starting quarterback week 6? Week 6. Granted, no injuries. I'm going week 6. Is it Heineke or is it Fitzpatrick?
Heineke.
I might go with Fitzpatrick, nigga.
I think Fitz just
dog. Heineke played 2 games.
I don't care.
How y'all got so much confidence in the nigga that only played 2 games, bro? Like, I don't
have great confidence in somebody that's played for 16 NFL teams. That's why.
And that's why I said week 6. That's why I said week 6.
I don't know.
Nigga,
a little bit of time.
At least he's played for 6 NFL teams.
16. I said 16 NFL teams.
Oh, well, at least that nigga keeping a career, yo. That nigga Heineke was out the league. You know what I'm saying? He was out the league. He damn near walked on.
It's been scenarios like that.
Who gonna have a better year?
I'll give you Kurt Warner.
Jamin Davis or Parsons?
I think that's easy. I mean, not easy. That's tough.
It's gonna be literally neck and neck. It's gonna be like Urlacher and
where they playing Parsons at though? Are they going? Is he just strictly outside?
All over.
Is he going to have his hands in the ground all over?
I think
they both going to be utilized the same way. Like go see ball.
They're going to put him at the end.
Go.
They're going to put Parsons at the end a couple times. I'm pretty sure.
What's y'all linebackers? I mean, what is he middle or outside?
Middle.
He played middle.
General.
I heard they was going to put him on the outside though. I heard they was going to put Davis on the outside.
And put Bostic on the inside. Yeah. They might.
You got to learn that middle linebacker.
And Holcomb,
that shit is not easy.
And Holcomb's going to play the other. Holcomb going to play the other outside spot. At least from what I saw, they said Holcomb.
I ain't mad at that
spot. So.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens in training camp. And then we'll get like a better understanding what we got here. But you know what you got here in the Fifth Quarter podcast, brought to you by Flight Room TV, the best sports podcast in the world.
Yes, it is.
And don't fucking research it. It just is. But it's Fifth Quarter podcast. By Flight Room TV. Get with it. See us, carry us on over to the Flight Room podcast, and after that, carry us on over to overtime.
Yeah.
Fuck with us.
Fuck with us.
Peace, man.
Peace, man.
Peace.